there was one thing I wanted to bring up earlier that I forgot. Y'all are a B Corp, and I didn't know that thing existed until I went through your website. So a B Corp basically uses the company itself to help homeowners on the path to sustainable home. No, I'm sorry. Let me say that again. I got it over here. Okay, so B Corp uses the power of business to solve social and environmental problems. Did you start off the company hoping to get to that accreditation?
I did. Yeah. So I studied entrepreneurship in school. So I knew I always wanted my own business one day, but it wasn't until I read a book by Yvon Chouinard, who's the founder of Patagonia. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that company,
Yes.
but over the years they've become a poster child for B Corps, but essentially just alludes to businesses that are started and run on the principle of the triple bottom line, which means you're not just making like the typical business, typical corporation operates under, you need to do your fiduciary responsibility to uphold the shareholders, and just so maximizing profits at all costs. And you can make decisions this way. And, we've built over the years massive companies at huge scale, tons of, billions, trillions of dollars. It's amazing. But we're at a time where we need to do more than that. And that's where I find B Corps are, just resonate with our company values, my personal values, which is that we also need to uphold the planet and its people. And that's the triple bottom line. So people, planet, and profit. And those three things need to be satisfied, in my view. If you're building a company today, there's so many things, there's so many industries that are in dire straits right now that we need people to roll up their sleeves and do a bit more than just make more money.
So how did you all achieve that status, the B Corp status?
It's a rigorous process. It takes about a year. Well, it's different for everybody, but it took us about a year to earn it. You have to go through a pretty grueling assessment. There's a lot of documentation that needs to happen. For us, we were already kind of living the values of B Corp, but we had to document a lot of it. And you'll see there's some big brands now that are shifting towards B Corp. Patagonia is not the only one. Danone, Ben and Jerry's. There's some really big names out there, but it's an amazing community of companies. I forget where they're at for numbers now. I think it's maybe 4,000 or 5,000 companies globally who are B Corps. We're actually, and every 3 years you actually need to recertify. So we actually are going through a recertification at the moment, because it was back in 2019 that we got our certification. So
yeah, I saw Nespresso became a B Corp just this week.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
It's great to see people making that that extra effort. And it also symbolizes, I think, for a lot of consumers, if you're familiar with what B Corp is, it gives you a good feeling.
Yeah.
It's almost like a set of values. And when you can identify that, I know even picking out food products at the grocery store, I'm like, oh, these guys are a B Corp. That's super cool. Like, I'll buy this. It gives you that extra kind of good feeling about your purchase.